Hello everybody, it's Eli Ori the Cow back with another video, and today we are back with LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean. Last time we tackled the Curse of the Black Pearl storyline, and now we are doing Dead Man's Chest. East India Training Company, which was actually mentioned in the previous movie when they had Jack Sparrow captured back in Port Royal. So Lord Cutler Beckett came to take over Port Royal, and he's arresting Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann for helping Jack escape in the ending of Curse of the Black Pearl, which this movie takes place a year after the events of Curse of the Black Pearl. So then he makes Will Turner a deal to either have Jack come back to sign as a privateer to serve for the East India Trading Company, or get Jack's compass. Otherwise, they don't have a deal to free Elizabeth and Will Turner from their sentence. So now Will Turner is looking for Jack Sparrow. And it doesn't show it in the LEGO game, but there is a cutback to Jack Sparrow and his crew. His crew are frustrated because they haven't really found any gold or anything while he's been captain of the Black Pearl. And then Bootstrap Bill, the father of Will Turner, visits Jack, letting him know that his time as captain of the Black Pearl is up, and now he must serve 100 years aboard the Dutchman or be taken to the depths. And now Jack Sparrow freaked out and wanted to escape to land, and this is the land that they ended up on. I know that was a little awkward to explain as the cutscene was playing, but it doesn't show it in the game, and I kind of wanted to give some context for those who didn't watch the movies. That way y'all aren't confused. Because just looking at the LEGO game, it could be a little confusing to understand some of the moments when you haven't watched the movies. By the way, the cages that Will Turner and Mr. Gibbs are in, they were not built until after they got there. But anyways, we want to take these boxes out. Creates a little ladder for us to go up on. Pretty straightforward puzzle. And in the background, you can just see the cannibals chasing Jack. Why are they trying to cook up Jack? Because they think Jack is their god, and they believe that releasing him is eating him to release their god. Right, we want to go in here as Mr. Gibbs takes us to the pathway. Break through these rocks. I need to get through to Mr. Gibbs. Pow! Come on. Yeah, this is the spot where they first take Will Turner and he sees Jack for the first time in a year. And then that's when they take Will Turner to the cages. It can be a little tough to dodge some of these spikes and traps. At least it was when I played it on the Wii, but here I'm having a much more simpler time doing that. I just like brutalize those cannibals. And down we go. Hey, they're free. And then they meet up with Jack Sparrow, which does not happen in the movie at all. This is the one part of the movie that actually is entirely pointless. Because all it really does is it just adds like an extra 20 minutes to the movie. And then you just arrive back to the main reason why Will Turner came to find Jack Sparrow. To try to free Elizabeth Swann and himself from the clutches of Lord Beckett. It did at least create for some hilarious moments. Like Jack Sparrow trying to escape from Cannibal Island. Okay, so this is weird, but like the jumps just don't seem to be... Hold on. Alright, come on. Get up there. Why are the jumps so low? Like, this is actually an issue I've been experiencing, is the glitches Like, this version of the game just seems a lot more buggy. Okay, well that works. Yeah, I'm not sure. This version of the game just seems a lot more buggier than on consoles. I wonder if it could just be that this game was built around the Windows 7 days, and it has a little bit of a hard time with a little bit of a more modern hardware. And they're escaping. And by the way, in the movie, it was just Jack Sparrow running from the cannibals. Will and Mr. Gibbs were already at the ship. And they're just after the dog now, which does actually happen in the movie. Good going, Mr. Swan. Saving his daughter. And now Elizabeth is going to form her own crew. Oh, and at one point of the movie, before they arrive at the island, the monkey Jack throws Jack's hat in the water. And then Jack does not have his hat for the entirety of the movie. So that is one inaccuracy. More on his hat later. And that is Teledome. I love how Mr. Gibbs is just scared. He's like, no. So Will Turner explains to Jack what happened, and Jack agrees to give Will Turner the compass if he helps Jack find the key to Davy Jones's chest. And inside that chest is Davy Jones's heart. And the monkey escaped. Yeah, Jack hates the monkey, by the way. Because there's like one point, like before Will Turner talks to Jack, where Jack is like, now where was that monkey? I want to shoot something. Ah, great. But at least there's a shovel right there. I got your eye. And I got your gun. So now we want to take the monkey, put him here, and on we go as everybody else swims towards us. Oh goodness. Convenient. We're gonna switch to this guy now to take down those targets. Now then. And then we fix it. And now we continue to lead the monkey all the way to the Teledomas. What's the point of doing it one more time? Why not just have him drop down after the second spin? Okay, so now I'm not... Well, okay, now I'm having the glitch, but earlier ago I was jumping just fine. I'm not sure, just something about the Steam version of this game just seems awfully buggy. Come on, switch to Will Turner. Nothing can possibly happen. Oh my gosh. By the way, none of this happens in the movie. In the movie, they just arrived to Teledoma's place. I'm pretty sure that if all this stuff actually was in the movie, they wouldn't have even bothered going to Teledoma's place. Now then. Let's a go. Took you a while to spawn, but okay. Took you a while to spawn. Wait, no, we want the bombs. And we gotta do that 3 times. But anyways. Take the alligator out. And we now have a pathway. Now we have a bridge yet again. Come on. We meet Teledoma. And the monkey is payment. And now she's giving us a little backstory about Davy Jones. He fell in love with her. She wanted him to ferry souls to the afterlife. But he wasn't very loyal to her. And then he abandoned his duties, enslaved his crew, and then he turned into a sea monster. And then whenever Jack Sparrow had his run-in with Lord Beckett, and was officially deemed a pirate after Jack freed Beckett's slaves, then he sunk down the Black Pearl, in which Jack Sparrow was transported to the Dutchman. And that's when Jack Sparrow made his deal with Davy Jones to be captain of the Black Pearl for 13 years. And this movie takes place exactly 13 years after the deal was made. And now Jack is trying to get out of it. There we go. Oh. There was the Dutchman. Davy Jones keeps the key to the chest with him at all times. He does not. He hates that monkey. So they send Will on this broken ship. And there's the real Dutchman. And there's Davy Jones. You have a debt to pay. I keep the boy 99 souls. So he made a new deal with Davy Jones that he has to collect 100 souls. Will Turner being the one, so now he has to get 99 more. Yeah, that's right. Jack Sparrow used Will Turner as payment. And would you look at that? Will reunites with his father, Bootstrap Bill. Quit fooling around and get to work. So yeah, Will Turner got stuck on a mission, and then he was caught on a side mission, which was breaking free from Cannibal Island. And then he was caught in another side mission to find the key, only to find out that he's actually been tricked on the ship by Jack Sparrow. We gotta find 3 of these men and build them, so that's 1. Raise the cannon. Oh, we need to find his, there it is. His broom. By the way, doing that 100 years aboard the Dutchman all of Davy Jones's crew eventually starts to lose their humanity. And they slowly become part of the ship, which is why Davy Jones constantly needs new crew members, because they all just become part of the ship. Part of the crew, part of the ship. But now we have freed another crew member. I just got right off the ship. Will Turner challenges the Davy Jones? What the hell? That was weird. In the movie, they just play regular dice. His father joins the game. Will Turner now has a guaranteed spot on Davy Jones' ship, thanks to his dad. Now we can escape. Follow Davy Jones. So now we gotta summon some platforms. There we go. Please do not do that weird jumping glitch again. Oh boy. Now he has the key. So Will is now making a promise to try to free his dad from the Dutchman. So there's a few inconsistencies. One, it's actually in the middle of the day when Will Turner tried to escape. And Will Turner was actually on the ship that the Kraken just attacked. The only reason why Will Turner survived was because he was able to just barely get on the side of the Dutchman. Meanwhile, with Jack, we are now at Tortuga, which is where Jack is trying to get those 99 souls. And at this point of the movie, they have full. Why is Elizabeth mad at Jack? So Elizabeth is wondering where Will is, and Jack tells her that he has been aborted on the Dutchman, and to free him from the Dutchman, they must find the heart of Davy Jones. And James Norrington joins Jack's crew, so that makes 5. Now, one of the plot points that is not in this game that was in the movie was the will they won't they between Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth Swann. Yeah, you heard me right. There was a little bit of a will they won't they with Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth Swann. I know at the end of Curse of the Black Pearl, Jack does say it would have never have worked out between us, darling. But I didn't take that as Jack actually had a crush on Elizabeth Swann. And before they arrive on the island, they were about to kiss, but then Jack noticed the black spot that Bootstrap Bill gave him. With Elizabeth Swann, we can just double jump. Oh, come on. Well, I guess double jumping does not work in this version of the game. Sorry, Patrick Stoll. We can find this chest. And oh, there's a crab. And now the crab is gone. Now we have the chest that contains the heart of Davy Jones. And there's the Dutchman. And there's Will Tornel. How'd you get here? Sea turtles, mate. I want you to remember Davy Jones taking Jack's hat. Just remember that. Meanwhile, there's an ambush going on with Jones's crew on Elizabeth Swann and the two idiots. All this while Will Tornel, James Norrington, and Jack are fighting for the key. Thank you, Jack. We have a hammer now, which means that we can fix this. Just imagining that's Will Tornel trapping James' sword. That way he has the leverage to get up to Jack. Give me the key, Jack. Dang! Watch out. So that's gonna blow, which will open a pathway. We once again need Will Tornel's little axe. Still got the key. On that one particular moment, James Norrington told Will to give him the honors to kill Jack Sparrow, claiming him as the man who ruined his life. But then Jack then reclaimed that moment, reminding James Norrington that Will Tornel was the one that even freed Jack and took Elizabeth Swann all to himself. And then that's when James turns his attention to Will Tornel. Now, there is one deleted scene on the island where they're fighting. Okay, that was... What in the world? Okay, so as I was saying, there was one deleted scene while they're first fighting on the island before they separate from Elizabeth, where when Jack tells Will that they cannot let James get the chest, that's when James claims that all Jack wanted was Elizabeth for himself, in which case Jack uses the term pot kettle black, and that term is when you're calling out someone for being a mouthy hypocrite. Jack calling out the fact that, you know, all the times when James Norrington wanted Elizabeth for himself. I could just imagine how dizzy the actors were during that entire Will sequence. But it was also a lot of fun, too. And we're actually playing as the two idiots. Okay. So we want to take out the 5 creatures that we see here. We want to destroy these to make sure they don't try to rebuild them, because they can rebuild the main enemies that we want to destroy. Ah, one of them got rebuilt. Shoot, they're getting rebuilt. Only one more. Don't rebuild them. Don't rebuild them. Please don't rebuild them. Please don't rebuild them. Please, 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 please. Stay down. Stay down. Alright, we're good. At one point of the movie, Jack actually knocks out Will with the paddle. Kind of like a callback to when Will knocked down Jack with the paddle in the Force movie. James took the halt, by the way, while Jack wasn't looking. And plot twist, he didn't even put it in the chest like they think it's in. He has it. But Jack thinks that he has it in his jive dirt. Where'd your hat come from? Didn't Davy Jones take it? Yep, the heart's not there. And now Davy Jones is just fed up and he's ready to take Jack in the pool back to the depths. And there's the terrible beastie. There you go, Mr. Gibbs. Oh. Okay, the Kraken will give us the stuff to build the TNT. Okay. Now we gotta free Marty, which is a little more simple since there's one less tentacle to deal with. Let him go. Good thing too, because we needed him. Thanks, Kraken. So, there was one moment where Jack leaves the ship as the crew deals with him. Elizabeth sees it and calls him a coward. But Jack does eventually come back to scare the Kraken away for a little bit. There we go. Nope. This pays no homage to when they are helping get Will Turner up for the explosives to scare the Kraken away temporarily so they can escape. Haha. There we go. No, I did not mean to do that. Are you kidding me? But luckily, we have Mr. Gibbs. There we go. Now all we gotta do is get to the cannon and fire those TNTs. He's hurt! Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Remember that Jack has his hat. Just remember it. Remember? And his hat's gone! What's the deal with that? Like, this was something I mentioned in the previous playthrough, but here, it's just a lot more distracting. Because like I said, throughout the entire movie, he doesn't even have his hat. Another inaccuracy to the movie. So, when the Kraken is finally scared away temporarily so they can escape the ship, Jack Sparrow is taking a look at his black pool, saying goodbye to it, knowing that they have to leave his ship behind. But then Elizabeth goes up to Jack and then kisses him and then chains him up to one of these wood pillars, in which Elizabeth then leaves with the rest of the crew. But Will Turner sees the kiss, and now he thinks that she loves Jack. So in other words, Elizabeth left Jack for the Kraken, because at that moment, she realizes that the Kraken is mainly after Jack, and sacrificing Jack is the only way they can survive. Oh, would you look at that? Another bottle. Thank you, Kraken. One last bomb. I'm kind of glad they left out the whole will they won't they with Jack and Elizabeth Swann. I wasn't necessarily a big fan of that. And he just gives him his hat. So it's like, for the Lego game, why not have it to where Davy Jones takes his hat, and then throughout the whole level, we're able to play as Jack with his captain coat without his hat. I guess they just couldn't create an extra slot for that, or just make it to where he didn't have his hat for that level specifically. I would never understand the game developers' thought process when they were making those cutscenes and level. So James gives Lord Beckett the heart. So now, Beckett has the most power, now that he has the possession of Davy Jones's heart. And James Norrington gets his duties back. Meanwhile, they are all mourning of the death of Jack Sparrow. And now they want to bring him back. And Teledoma assures that there is a way to bring back Jack. They just gotta sail to the ends of the earth to bring him back. Enter Barbossa in the scene, which Teledoma just brought back Barbossa from the dead. You know, in case you're wondering how he's back, Teledoma simply brought him back. He's like, how are you alive? Anyways, that was all for this time. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. And if this happens to be the first video you see by me, consider checking out my other content. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Goodbye. Oh, that's right. Back with the cannibals. Yeah, they think that the dog is the leader now. Go get it!